Welcome to Herbie at Heart, where herbalism grows in the roots of our hearts, an intrinsic journey where we dwell on the deep and expand the narrow. Starring your favorite herbalist, Taj. You find her on Instagram at Avant-Garden Life and me, Phil, at Power Plants Berlin. One plant, one show, featuring an interview with somebody we believe embodies the part of its spirit. Today, we sink deeper into the forest's mysteries, guided by the ancient wisdom of the woods and the healing secrets of mushrooms. In this episode, we journey into the world of Shiitake, a mushroom treasured not only for its deep earthly flavor, but for its remarkable healing powers. Revered in the tales of old as an elixir of vitality and longevity, Shiitake weaves together nourishment and resilience, lending strength to body and spirit. It stands as a guardian in the woodland shade, transforming decay into renewal and offering its gift of immunity, balance, and vibrant life.
Does it?
Dude, come on, give it a break. Let us finish the intro at least. Joining us among moss and morning dew is Moritz, better known as Into the Woods. As a mushroom expert, certified forest bathing guide, and woodland artist, Moritz has spent his life listening to the forest stories and sharing its quiet magic with others. Together, we'll trace the path of Shiitake and other mushrooms through myth and medicine, discovering how this mushroom, shaped by earth and time, can be an ally for healing and wonder. So, bring a cup of tea, mushroom tea maybe?
Yep. Or
And-
shiitake broth.
Shiitake broth, and let your senses open. We invite you to walk with us as Herbie is at heart steps into the shade-dappled world of mushrooms and the hands that know them best. And we start this magic journey, as always, with a little song. And we go back to the very beginning of this podcast, where we also played a song of Manny Neumeier, the lead guitarist and vocalist of the krautrock band Guru Guru. And we are playing Manny.
Is that really the name of it?
Yeah, it's really the name of it. It's amazing krautrock band. And we're playing a song with the name Magic Journey from the beautiful album series Terra Amphibia.
So,
Tash.
shiitake.
Uh-huh.
Didn't expect that.
Me neither. That was a ride. Not talking about the music.
Yeah, well, welcome to episode 15, where we have In Shock.
Disturbing moments of mycophobia. I don't know.
I'm developing a microphobia, I can tell you. No, not really. That's not true. I still love the shiitake.
It was, though, a very interesting experience.
Yeah.
Something that I've not experienced before in my life. Doing a proving. And maybe that is something that we should talk about for a second. What are provings? That is an idea that comes actually from homeopathy. I mean, not just. It's older than that. It's like
I think it's the most famous in homeopathy.
it's most famous in homeopathy, but it is older than that. That after a while, if you take a medicine for a longer time in a steady use, as we do it every day, and you increase it even the doses, you start to develop kind of symptoms. And these symptoms show how the medicine can be used. For example, if you take something and you're having a diarrhea because of that, there's a possibility that this plant can be used in a low dosage to treat diarrhea. Yeah.
I guess we also do it with plants. It's just not. I don't know the term maybe so much to use provings. It's quite a homeopathic term, but
It is.
we do it. I know from herbalists who use it and test out, also mushrooms as well, and then they'll test them out.
I mean, it's kind of what we're doing every month.
Yeah.
Yeah. To get in touch with the energy of a plant, of a substance, of an entity, and find out how we react in it, how our systems react, what we're doing, and how we're feeling. And this one was, let's call it especially interesting. So you want to share something, Tash? How was the shiitake for you?
Yeah, shiitake. Well, basically, shiitake gave me crippling anxiety. Let's put it that way. Anxiety is not something that I tend to dance with very much in my life.
Beautifully
I
said.
guess that's a way to put it. I'm trying to do it positively, trying to do a positive show, this one. Yeah, so that's how I kind of felt about that. Yeah, I found it. Yeah, what do you say about crippling anxiety? I mean, you can't do much, can you? And you don't get much done. And, well, I like to get lots done and I like to do lots of things. So it was a real lesson in taking care of myself, I
And
think.
calming down and
Calming, what was that?
calming.
There was no calming.
Yeah.
My
yeah.
nervous system was shot to shit.
It's
I can't describe it. It was shot to shit. You know what it reminded me of recently is I had borreliosa, which is the limes, which comes from the tick, years ago. I had an infection, and it reminded me a little bit of that, like my mental state. I associated that the other day when I was talking to my partner about it, and I said, it reminds me of Boris, which is what we ended up naming it because we both got it. So we were like, oh, it's like Boris. Sorry, Boris, all those Borises out there, but you know, you win a few, you lose a few. We could all say sorry to Karen as well, but we're not going to.
fuck the Karens.
Fuck the Karens. But Boris, I do like that name. But yeah, Boris. It was like that mental state. And anyone who's had Lyme's or some of the co-infections from the ticks, you will know the state. It's a very special state. And that's kind of what I could associate it with. Weirdly enough, physically, I was tip-top fit. Like in like comparison to what my state, my like here state was, I'm not even just going to say like mental, because it was also emotional state was, I was so fit. Like I didn't get sick, I nothing, because usually when that happens, then you get your immune system goes down and you get other issues. And I was like, yeah, that's something, a really paradox I found while taking it.
Yeah, that's quite interesting. Normally I don't dig mushrooms. I mean, I do. I love to eat them. I love to
dig for
forage
them?
them. Yeah, no, I do dig for them. Like especially for my omelette or something. No, but I don't use mushrooms a lot as medical treatment. It's not on my first go-to. I tried some for myself, especially reishi and lots of psilocybin, but that's a different story. I mean, that's my go-to
That's another
mushrooms.
type of proving.
That's my go-to mushrooms, I would say. Like with that, I have a beautiful and strong connection, but like healing properties of different mushrooms, and I never really got in touch with that. So the shiitake was quite interesting to me. And interestingly, I mean, it's at this point is a bit of a joke because we're always experiencing the same shit on and on and on without talking about it. And you met me 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
After like 1.5 weeks in taking the shiitake that I always called shit egg, because the first time I had some of the tincture, I actually got like cramps and like digestive issues. Somehow my system was not really a big fan. And these 1.5 weeks later, 2 weeks ago, it was in the same state. Like when my nervous system had a breakdown, I had like a nervous breakdown.
Yeah, you were weg von Fenster, as we say in German.
That's
away from
interesting. Yeah.
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 Actually, now that you're mentioning that, I have the memory of your state, and that is how I felt.
Yeah. We
Like
met at the lake.
as a mirror.
Right? Yeah.
As a mirror, when I remember your energy, and I wasn't quite in that state at that point.
Yeah.
But I definitely got into that state. Don't worry. I came in there as well.
Okay.
Came and joined you after you left me.
Well, fuck.
We weren't in there. Maybe you can't be there together.
Maybe we can. No, but it's a question. Okay, so for me, it's a good lesson on how much can I take in, because at some point I stopped taking the shiitake mushroom tincture. We were using a tincture the whole time. This was the famous glasses that we were carrying around and dripping and dropping. Um, and I stopped. I had to stop. And after that, I calmed down again. But I think the dose was, for me, was way too high. I have to lower it completely. I did like one of the pipettes, like a full thing, normally
Yeah.
every day in a bit of glass, which normally for me, with a normal tincture that I make out of plants that are not as like poisonous, I would say it's fine. I can my system is dealing quite well with that kind of thing. It's like 25 drops, maybe 30 drops.
Yeah.
This one,
No.
no way, way too much for me.
Yeah, it's funny you say that about the mushrooms with not taking them much. It's not one that I grab for often, mushrooms either. And I always wish I was more shroomy. I think like there's a part of my alter ego that is like, damn girl, why don't you have more shroom in your life? But I'm just such a plant person. I just, I'll grab for them. I work well with them. My system works much better. And it's actually not the first time with the mushroom where I've had a bit of an issue. I mean, all the birch ones I can't use because of the
True.
birch. But in general, yeah, even though I love mushrooms. So I don't know, maybe with our systems or something. Anyway, we don't know, but we think was that. Another point that I also wanted to make, what I found really interesting with, we had this really full-on moon, this lunar eclipse, this blue moon. It was also in Pisces. It was also like some Virgo aspects. Like there was a lot of it was quite full-on apparently. A lot of astrologers will know that out there. And I find the mushrooms ruled quite by the moon. That's how I always associate them as being. And I wonder sometimes if for some people who, especially if you're super hypersensitive, but just maybe in general, people, it can be maybe a bit much, that energy, when we take too much of it, that we're already very moony.
Yeah, it's a good point. I mean, and I never thought of that actually, but like the whole idea when we're talking about planetary aspects in medical astrology, the moon is the ruler of the nervous system. So and like the metal, for example, that would be related to the moon is silver, argentum metallicum or argentum nitricum, as the homeopaths use it beautifully for like nervous breakdowns. I think this would be like a go-to remedy in this kind of states, to work with silver. But now we know mushrooms also could be a thing if there's a mushroom connection.
Yeah, it could be that it's and this mushroom, actually, the shiitake, because usually what I do is I'll take it for the month, and then just before the show, or a few days before, I'll do, if I don't know the plant already or the mushroom, then I'll start to do the heaviest research on it then. Not that it interacts with like my feelings and stuff, or what's going on with me. And it's used for a lot of kind of heavy illnesses.
It
the
is.
Shiitake. It's not something to be laughed at. It's not something to like play around with. I mean, the Shiitake not itself, but like actually the illnesses that the Japanese and the Chinese medicine systems are using, they're more heavier. I've said like HIV, hepatitis, herpes, cancers, it's not quite high blood pressures, bad cholesterols, diabetes. I was reading in some, I think the Chinese use it like that.
Yeah.
So
It has a power.
It has a power.
It has a certain power. And it's known for its power for a long time in these ancient and traditional Chinese and Japanese medicine. They used it for a long time for diseases, strong diseases. And I think maybe we have underestimated that power quite a lot.
I think we did I totally agree with you. And this is why you only do this as a professional, just to throw that out there again, is we know when we're doing this that it could be the plant, and we take in all aspects of it. And this is what approving's about, or that you really need to have a safe space where you're doing it, and understand that you also have community that you can reach out to. I think that's a really important point that we should make to the audience.
It is
a
research project.
It's a research project. So this is something that you shouldn't be doing at home, because, if you already had bad, actually crippling anxiety, I would maybe use it for that now.
Yeah.
That is something that I wouldn't have thought to use shiitake for.
Exactly. For me, it was always like, okay, as food, definitely beautiful for all vegans. It's rich in the B vitamins and a lot of things that we need. It's high on copper, like 100 grams of shiitake give you 70% of the daily copper need that you. It's rich on proteins and has some beautiful healing compounds. And I knew it to be used for these kind of things as like viral infections, antioxidants, like going for that, like hitting against these free radicals and like anti-inflammatory use. But yeah, I had no clue about the great use on the nervous system.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a new one for me also.
Yeah, that was a nice one to experience. I mean, it's used for like chronic fatigue,
Yeah,
which
beautiful.
basically, yeah, let's be honest, that is
Yeah,
a form of the nervous system being
yeah,
burnt out, as we literally call it.
yeah. It's true. Yeah, yeah. I found. What I found was quite beautiful. That there's a lot of stories around this mushroom
Yeah.
in Chinese or Japanese folklore and myths. And I find them always quite interesting to dig into that. What are the people? What have they been saying about something a long time ago? And apparently there was something that was called like Shiitake Wars, which was quite a thing apparently.
Oh,
And
like the war of the shiitake.
yeah, around shiitake,
Oh.
because they are used in a way that is like known for longevity and like they're all healing cure and all this kind of things. There's a lot of depictions of like monks with like healing mushrooms that are shiitake, and the way they traditionally harvest them in Eastern Asia, it is to infect logs basically with the spores. Let them. It takes around 2 years until they start growing. This is how you can do it at home. Also, you can get like a spore set, and then normally they use oak wood. So we also have the connection to the oak, and the oak is known, especially in Chinese, for the strong will, for the strength, for the longevity. It's hard. The Japanese oak is like they're making like kendo swords out of it, and they're known to be like super hard and like not breaking at all. So oak also in the remedy use, how we use it, known for its strong will and its willpower. So there's a connection because it grows best on oak. So we also have the abilities of the oak inside, which is also always interesting when we're talking about mushrooms. Where are they growing? If they're growing on trees, like birch trees, like the chaga, for example, that it's taking the compounds and also the symbology or
I guess the soul parts of the soul, emotional aspects of
aspect,
the
signature
tree or
of the tree where they're growing
yeah.
at. Yeah. So this is something to take in. So we have that oak aspect, and then they're like blooming. Like there's so many of them coming out and again over all the years, and so also they have the a signature of fertility, and both of these things are connected to adolescence, where like the boy is becoming a man. So it's like you're starting to become fertile, you're getting stronger minded, your body is getting stronger. So it was like the mushroom for boys who became man and supporting the time during that time. And as we all remember puberty, it's also like extreme stress for the nervous system. You're having nervous breakdowns, hormones are getting crazy.
Yeah.
Like, so you're getting into a state of mental, like just overwhelming. Everything is too much. You react on things completely like a crazy person. Anybody who I mean, we all have been there. Maybe some of you went through pregnancy and you realize there's a different part of yourself, like your hormone system is changing. So I think maybe not pregnancy, but for adolescence, it's an old traditional use that we can use shiitake also, like to calm the crazy pubertian children,
Puberty
teenies.
vibes.
Yes, maybe it's an idea if somebody's like going too mad or they're having like really big problems with their hormonal and nervous system during that time. That's how we can use the mushroom coming from Chinese folklore, which I found very beautiful. To finish the story about the wars, because like they were so expensive to buy it. So it was a sign of like being rich, or like people were fighting around the mushrooms. So they were kind of stealing logs from each other because they wanted each other's mushrooms. And that's what's apparently called the Shiitake wars, that they were like fighting each other to steal each other's mushrooms. It's like if you are living in Italy. Once I was there and I got robbed in the middle of the night with a family, and like it was a bit crazy. They kind of drugged us, like the robbers coming into the house, drugging us. So we continued sleeping, and they took the TV, but another thing that they took is like a big cheese wheel. And when the Italian father woke up, like he was not angry about the TV. He was sad about the cheese. And I imagine it's the same level, you know, like you're stealing some shiitake log, you're stealing some Italian's cheese wheel.
Could have been in the family for years,
Exactly.
you know, could have been made by the granddad.
Yes.
I liked this reference with the adolescence, because now that you've kind of mentioned that, I feel like it felt a bit like that, the energy, a little bit of like, oh my God, there's something out of control. I can't put my finger on it. And I have literally no control out of this. And this is a bit like when you're in adolescence. You've got all these like hormones raging. You've got all these feelings.
Yep.
You're kind of moving from being a child to an adult. And it's all very overwhelming.
Yeah.
And no one can help you.
Nope.
But you want everyone to help you. And you can't make decisions. Or no one. You don't listen to anyone. And it was a little that vibe, actually. Now that you were mentioning it, and also another emotion that came up for me, and I found this quite interesting, was shame. And it was only brought to my attention because my partner asked me how I was feeling one day, and I said, it's really weird. I feel like crawling under the couch there and hiding. Oh, no. And he said to me, that sounds like shame. And I thought, that's exactly what it is. It's shame for maybe feeling, or for feeling the way I felt, that I felt so out of control and I felt so weak. No, it wasn't even weakness. It was like there's this anxiety feeling where you just, I think we all know it. Most people know what the anxiety feeling is, and it was related with this shame feeling. And so I found that, another thing I just found very interesting.
That is quite an interesting one. Yeah. Okay. Beautiful. I mean, it's been a few shitty weeks. I mean, not completely, but it's been quite intense. Like I was really surprised. Sometimes I think this podcast is a crazy idea, because like we're taking every month, like we're doing another proving, and how can we ever survive this? But we always do, and I learned so freaking much from that. So I love that.
We always do, and we always come to I think you go through so many things through it as well. And that's what I'm very thankful of the shiitake, is I felt like it gave me room to shift some huge things, which I'm not even clear yet what they are.
Yeah.
And I maybe don't need to know, but there's some heavy shit that needed to be shifted. And it felt like it gave me the physical strength to sit in that weirdness. That's what happened to me today when I really thought about, like, what are the lessons here for me from this mushroom in this case? And that's what it felt like. It felt like, oh, that was actually such a gift to be able to handle that weirdness.
Beautiful. Yeah.
So thank you, Shiitake.
Yeah, thank you, Shiitake. I mean, on the way here, I told you the story before we started the recording. I listened to my usual go-to podcast from Ramdas, and this episode was about shame, interestingly. And it was about the shame of not being able to transform a situation. And the idea of like saying, hey, it's okay, I forgive myself that I feel shame that I'm not able to handle this kind of situation. And it's giving you a feeling of like you're allowed to let go, in the knowledge that the next situation that comes up, you will be able to handle it again. And it's fine to not being able to handle everything all the time, and transform it into the next experience. And from this, I grew stronger. Yeah, sometimes happening is just too much to handle, and you need time for that. And the next time it's going to be easier. And for these kind of things, we can use shiitake. Like, if you're not able to handle it, if it's too much, if it's overwhelming, a little dribbity drop on the tongue and calming down.
And what do we say?
Oh, well, not this time.
That I think we're gonna give to the healing words of Shiitake.
Oh, well.
Not this time.
Okay, we've been talking and talking and talking as always. Time for another song, I guess, huh?
Yeah.
So another go-to when I talk about mushrooms for me. We had Manny Neumeier, and a person that is quite connected to him because it's a little bit the same time, definitely the same vibe, is Mickey Hart. He's the drummer of Grateful Dead that we all know from the rituals of acid and big mass concerts and yeah. And yeah, for me, as I said before, it's my connection to mushrooms are psilocybin. And there's beautiful albums, for example, by Mickey Hart and Guru Guru or Manny Neumeier, just made for tripping on mushrooms. And this one is from that. It's a song by Mickey Hart. I think it is from no, it's from the Global Drum Project. It's actually a newer one, and it's called Dances with Wood. Thank you, Mickey Hart and the Grateful Dead, for everything.
Oh, thank you, Philly, for choosing the songs this episode.
Now we're coming to our interview part, and to Moritz, as we introduced him before in our intro. You find him on Instagram, Into the Woods Mushrooms, as you can find everything in the show notes. Moritz feels a deep, lifelong connection to the world of mushrooms. For him, fungi are more than just fascinating organisms. They are mysterious allies and wise teachers from the hidden layers of the forests. Their diversity, resilience, and essential role in the ecosystem continually inspire his work and life. Whether it's the delicate beauty of a tiny mycena or the powerful presence of a towering parasol mushroom, Moritz sees encounter as an opportunity to deepen his understanding of nature. His relationship with mushrooms is rooted in curiosity, respect, and a sense of wonder. And it's this perspective that he shares with others in his workshops and retreats. Through these experiences, he invites participants to rediscover the forest with open eyes and an open heart, to connect with the living world in a more meaningful, more grounded way.
Oh, sounds so lovely. Moritz is a certified course instructor at the German Academy for Forest Bathing and Health, as well as a trained mushroom coach with the German Society for Mycology. The forest and its mushrooms have been an integral part of his life since childhood. Almost every day, Moritz immerses himself in the fascinating world of fungi, drawing inspiration from the magic of the forest. After a successful career as an advertising photographer, he chose to dedicate his life fully to the wondrous beings of the forest. Today, he combines his artistic sensibility with deep ecological knowledge to offer unique workshops and retreats that blend nature, art, and the fungal kingdom. Through his work, Moritz invites others to leave the stress of everyday life behind and step into a new, more intimate relationship with nature. His goal is to ignite a lasting enthusiasm for mushrooms and to create a space where participants can experience the forest with fresh eyes. He explores the astonishing diversity of fungi and a sense of wonder and connection with the natural world. Moritz loves to guide others on this special journey and to unveil the many secrets the forest still holds.
So welcome, Moritz.
Welcome. Welcome, Moritz. We're very excited to have you on the show. So we just like to jump straight into the questions. Shiitake and other mushrooms, they're really renowned for their healing effects. That's how we use them in the practice. When you work artistically with mushrooms, not specifically Shiitake, but also lots of local mushrooms that you're working with, how do these restorative qualities influence like your rituals, your creative rituals, and the energy that you wish to communicate through your art?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, finding a medicinal mushroom or a vital mushroom or whatever you want to call it, that's sort of a sacred moment, I would say. This morning, I actually found like the little sister or brother or sibling of lion's mane. It's also a hericium mushroom, which is protected in Germany, that you're not allowed to pick. And I left it there and was just like, okay, wow, you are so beautiful. It looks like a coral, a white, the coral tooth mushroom is called, I think, in English.
Wow.
It's just beautiful. And there's other mushrooms that I'm allowed to pick. Also, a lot of mushrooms that people just pick for food, just like the bolete mushroom or the chanterelle. They're also vital mushrooms or medicinal mushrooms. And working with these mushrooms, yeah, it's also a bit sacred, or like the fly agaric. It's also, for me, I worship mushrooms. It's become a religion to me somehow, or like I believe that mushrooms are like the real gods, and they are in control of everything. And us humans always think that we are so clever and smart, and I think we are okay. We're doing great. We know a lot, yeah, but mushrooms know much more. And for me, it's very humbling to work with mushrooms in general, and so yeah, I mean, I can't find shiitake mushroom in the wild, unfortunately,
Yeah.
but other mushrooms with like healing or medicinal qualities. Same goes for chaga. Do you guys know
Yeah.
chaga?
Yeah, of course.
I drink it every morning, and I have the feeling that it vitalizes me. It gives me strength, and it also is a immune booster. So I tend to drink it all year round, but especially in winter when the days get shorter and it gets grayer and colder outside. I just help myself with medicinal mushrooms. Yeah, so it's great. I worship them. I'm always very thankful for them.
I'm quite curious since you're mentioning chaga because I did a lot of chaga hunting in the past. And
Yeah.
at some point, researching a little bit, I read that the most abilities, healing abilities, it develops in the cold. So do you use chaga that you collect yourself, or this is something
I
you
do.
import? Okay.
I collected myself, but I also have a very good connection from a guy in Lapland, so
Mm.
very far up north. But to be honest, I don't feel any
Okay.
difference. I mean, I I haven't gotten any bad diseases yet, so I can't really tell.
Yeah.
Um, but I mean, when it comes to just helping your immune system, I don't really see a difference. There's definitely a lot of antioxidants in it, in the mushrooms that you collect here. And I don't know, where have you been hunting around Berlin?
Around Berlin in the north,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
the
yes.
swampy fields, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's not that seldom, People would always think, "Oh God, it's so seldom," but you can find it around here a lot. But it grows very slowly,
Yeah.
so that's another thing. If you find a chaga that's like the size of, like, let's say, a melon, that's probably then 7 to 8 years old or so. So yeah, it's um, it's always a matter of, okay, do I really want to pick it? Do I still have some at home? Do I leave it for somebody else? Do I leave it on the tree? But in the end, it kills the tree, so
Yeah.
you don't have to feel bad to
Yeah.
pick it. Yeah.
So, Tash and I, we are foraging plants, sometimes mushrooms also. And for us, we talked before in the short conversation that we had before the interview. Like, they are plants are to us like gods, also, or like these entities, and we have a lot of respect for them. And there's a lot of rituals and routine involved around working with these plants. And how is it for you with mushrooms? You lead people. You also have workshops out in the forest. And what kind of role does that play for you, having a ritual around foraging mushrooms?
A very, very big role, of course. So for me, it's all about what I maybe want to call like the magic of the mushrooms or the magic of the forest. It's about energy, and it's about, it's not about having the fullest basket. It's not about finding as many mushrooms as possible. It's about maybe finding yourself actually, and like calming down, maybe flipping or reversing energies, because especially people that live in the city. I used to live in Neukölln for 15 years almost,
Yeah.
and I was really stressed out. I used to be a advertising photographer, traveling the world, living the glamour life, shooting with like Hollywood actresses or whatever, like supermodels. And I was really like burned out at some point and very empty inside, And finding mushrooms is always for me, it's like it's a very holy thing. And like, okay, let's talk about my workshops. When I step into the woods or into the forest with people, first of all, um, I really do say that in a nicer way, but I tell them to shut the fuck up. Like, if you enter the forest, it's a holy space. It's not you don't behave like you behave in the city. You don't. I mean, you're allowed to have fun, and you're supposed to have fun. There's a lot of fun and fungi, but yeah, that's
Shy.
that's the main thing. Seriously, for me, it's all about enjoying the colorful mushrooms and like all these forms and shapes, and getting lost, like diving into this rabbit hole and having fun with them, but in a way, in a very respectful way. So I go into the forest, I calm people down. First of all, I give them a chaga, so I calm them down from the inside.
Yes.
Now, sometimes a reishi chocolate. Depends on my mood. And then we do like some forest bathing. So, but also in a playful way. I'm not like super esoteric or something. So, um, for example, we do like some blindfolding, and then one person guides the other through the woods, and they can, touch the trees, smell some moss or whatever, like find little games to challenge each other. And it's also about like trusting the other person, trusting your other senses, hearing, smelling, and just not seeing. And then I'm handing out loops, like magnifying loops, like little glasses, to just dive into this microcosm, like looking at lichen, for example, or just like the bark of a tree,
Yes.
or like tiny mushrooms. And that's like a super cool way to really dive in, because it really shows the bigger picture. It's always like, we're like stomping on these mushrooms, and they are everywhere beneath our feet, and we don't really see them. And once you stop and you calm down and you have a look at the little things, that's what counts for me, and then you just like see all this beauty that's already there, but we forget it all the time because we live in our weird world that we created, like riding the train, the UAcht through Hermannplatz, and like being all stressed out, and like your headphones, listening to music, blasting, boom, 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 all these impressions everywhere. And in the forest, it's just you and the forest, and like some sounds and things that are not human made. And mushrooms, they just hold everything together and in place, and they recycle, and they're just, yeah, they are there for everybody. But what was the question? Sorry.
No, you've answered like the next question almost as well.
Yeah, yeah. It is. This one was about ritual and routine, but I think you have these things, yeah, like giving out the teas and everything. Yeah, yeah. But I can feel the connection with that.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
the deep. Yeah, but I mean, the next question was about also the like unseen supports, connections, networks, and stuff. But it's basically that's what you're answering is how do you bring that also into your work? This mushroomy kind of energy, which is a lot about that. But
Yeah.
you're doing it really.
I mean, not, if we talk about mushrooms, there's like three different life forms, right? It's not all about symbiosis and like living together. There's also parasites and like recyclers, and but this whole system just, is like the whole cycle of life. When you see a mushroom, it's always birth and death all in one. And what mushrooms taught me, maybe, it's that simple, that it's always better to look at the big picture. Don't take yourself too seriously, because you are just nothing really. Your life, it doesn't matter. My life, it doesn't matter. I mean, I'm sorry, but if nobody will know that you've been on Earth like 100 years from now. So don't take yourself so seriously.
Unless you're Darwin.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, but yeah, if you leave something positive behind, maybe, you know, some cool stories, some that people talk about. But you know what I'm saying? It's like it's always better to work with each other and to look at the bigger picture. I think we could reach important goals that we have on this planet much easier if there wasn't so much ego involved all the time. And mushrooms are a perfect example of how you're stronger together. It's that simple.
Yeah, it's true. I wonder when while I'm listening to you, it's like why mushrooms? How did you get into mushrooms?
Why mushrooms? I think they picked me. It's that way around. I'm like an insect that got infected by a cordyceps mushroom, took over my brain, and now I'm just like a little puppy doing things for them. Yeah, I really feel sometimes like the PR agent of the mushroom world in Germany, but that's cool to me. It really is. I'm totally fine with that. And I don't know. I mean, as a kid, I've been foraging with my parents and my grandparents maybe. And when my grandparents, they were like my heroes. When they died, I was like 18, 20 something. And I was super lost in my life. I didn't know where to go, where to start, what to become, whatever. I wanted to become an artist, but no art school wanted me. So I was like sad as fuck. And I just always went to the forest. And somehow the mushrooms or this whole forest thing kind of became a very emotional place for me, you know? Like I also have this one uncle who passed away, and he was like my mushroom hero. And whenever I find a Krause Glucke, which I found today, it's actually here.
Yummy.
Do you see this?
I have to put it further in.
Yeah, come a bit
because
closer.
of the nice one.
That's a good one.
Yeah. So it's like this cauliflower mushroom kind of. I really found so many mushrooms. It's crazy, but yeah, it looks like this. So whenever I find this, I think of him, and it's a very holy thing to me. And the thing is, why mushrooms? Okay, it could be plants too, or trees or whatever, but mushrooms, I don't know, they just got me. I'm a very visual person also. And it's a never-ending story, a never-ending love story. I always find mushrooms that I've never seen before. I mean, there's 3.8 million mushrooms on this planet approximately. And I haven't found them all yet. Surprise. I mean, not that many in Germany, but whatever. But it's cool because you always find new mushrooms, new forms, new shapes, new smells, new textures, and it keeps you curious, and it's also a very playful thing, and I like to keep this inner child alive in me, and I think mushrooms are very inspiring to do that, to do so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah.
I also like how you said that they chose you. I think a lot of, like, if you ask any planty people or mushroomy people or nature people, that's almost every time the answer in a different form, but it's always like, oh, I can't not do it, or like there's no possible way for me not to be able to do this. There's no choice.
True. Yeah, I don't have a choice either.
Yeah.
And I don't know, sometimes I say like I actually might start like smoking crack or doing heroin or something because it might be less addictive than doing this. Seriously, I don't know. I have to get up every morning and go into. I actually do that every morning. I go into the forest. I have like a little forest 5 minutes from my house, and I just do like a little walk, and it really grounds me. So yeah, it's good.
If you had to pick one, which one is your favorite, even at the moment?
It's not possible. It depends on the season.
Yeah.
There's too many great mushrooms. I just did new shirts with mushroom back prints on it, and it's always like.
Show us that.
Turn
around. Show us it. Oh wow.
Yeah, it's like a coral mushroom.
Oh, they're great.
But it's always like, okay, which one do I pick next? Because I already made like 10 different shirts, and it's always like the big question, which one do I choose? But I don't know, you know, they're all beautiful. Chanterelle. Oh, I got this one.
Oh, that's nice.
What do you call this? I don't know, Rotkappe in German. I found so many cool mushrooms, but
Yeah,
I don't know. Because since we talked about it, let's pick the coral tooth mushroom
fair
because it's
enough.
beautiful.
Okay,
Yeah.
beautiful. Okay. I mean, we're a little bit short on time, so
I do want to hear a little though bit about, just because I'm a massive art fan.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I love when people create art pieces through unusual formats that aren't traditionally being used. And I just love, we've actually got one of your pieces from Alexis in the studio. I think it's your, actually it's in the studio anyway. I think it's your maybe calendar from last year or
Yeah.
and so I've got it there all the time, so I'm seeing it all the time, and I just think it's such a special way of making art. Like, what could you just talk maybe quickly? Yeah, we don't have a whole lot of time, but just maybe about that. Like, what's the process? Why you do it? I mean, what's the inspiration?
Briefly, the inspiration was just, it was kind of a diary, and it also came to me. I didn't like invent it. I just like put down the mushrooms that I found next to each other, and then I thought like, hey, that's a nice pattern.
Yeah.
I might start doing this, I don't know, more often. And then that's like a thing that really came to life by itself. You just then you start arranging it by color, then by shape. Then I don't know. It has to speak to you and it has to evolve. And the beauty of this is that it's conserved in a photo, but it's never. It's an art piece that's gone afterwards. You know, like I bring all the stuff that I don't eat back to the forest, so that then they can release the spores, and you know it's in that circle of life again. And yeah, I capture it in a photo, but it's just like one moment in time, and that's what I think is so beautiful about it. Yeah.
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 Yeah, they're really beautiful. They're very inspiring. I love
Thank
any
you.
art forms that are made with plants. So plants or anything from nature. So I'm
Yeah.
always like,
Yeah.
the colors are
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Maybe as a last question, can you or do you want to share something with the audience that either that you learned being outside foraging, or that people out there should know?
Well, I think I already mentioned that it's very humbling, and I think the lesson that I've learned is really that we are not like humans. Yeah, I said that before. Like, don't take yourself too seriously. Always, you know, think of others when you first, maybe even like put others first, but also. I don't know. It's good to change perspectives, you know. Also to find mushrooms, it's always good to change perspectives, to slow down, to sit, to stop thinking. Also, like you know, like we are so full of always thinking about stuff and and just sometimes just get lost in the forest. And then also one lesson is don't expect too much, because if you expect something, you'll never get it. And just be grateful for whatever comes along your way. You know, if you, I always try to go into the forest and don't expect anything. Like, and then anything that crosses my path is a present. You know, and it's just beautiful, because then you're like, oh wow, I didn't expect this much today. You know, and it's like, oh, thank you so much. And then every mushroom that you find makes you happy. And yeah, I think so. Perspective matters, and yeah, that's probably it.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Perspective
Thank you.
matters. I like that. That could be on your next T-shirt under the coral mushroom. Perspective matters.
Yeah.
Am I a coral or a lion's mane?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Do you want to introduce? So usually we like it if you would like to introduce your song. Otherwise, we can do it.
The song,
Yeah.
The song, yes.
yes. The song is called "I Want the World to Stop" from Bell and Sebastian. It's not a new song. It's been around quite some years, and I've been listening to it whenever I'm like driving in my car. It's like a road trip song to me. I really love it, and I don't know. It reflects a lot of what I'm doing. You know, I want the world to stop says it all. Sometimes it's just,
Yeah.
I want the world to stop. I go into the forest and I want the world to stop. And that's what I do. Or period.
Thank you again, Moritz. That was very inspiring.
It was really lovely.
Yeah, I had got a lot of inspiration.
Love his enthusiasm.
Huh?
I
Love
love his
enthusiasm.
It's
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah. It was
Love
very.
when people love their jobs and their life so much.
And you just see it in there.
Yes.
So now what do we have now?
It is called recipe
Recipe
time.
time.
Yeah, we wanted to do a jingle for this for ages, but I guess that's just it, isn't it? Okay.
Yeah, one day.
So what you got have for us, Tosh? What's your name again?
Shiitake. That's my new name. What's my mushroom name?
Oh, we're gonna find
Philip's
out.
always giving me like different cultural names.
That's true. Let's not
So
talk
the-
about this in
yes.
public, please.
Okay, so today's recipe we're going to do, and it's fitting really for the season. I'm going to do a little immune soup because, as we all know, we're coming into cold and flu, well, at least
True.
in the northern hemisphere.
Where we are.
But you could get a spring flu down in the southern hemisphere.
True.
Yeah, so it's super quick. I've been doing this actually recipe for years. I usually use carrots, julienne, which means you do them really small. You could do them any shape. They don't have to be julienne. It's just mainly that the stuff's pretty small, so you can do it quick. Sliced onion, chopped garlic. You could do sliced garlic, chopped onion, how you like. I usually I'll get the shiitake if they're fresh, which you can find in some organic shops. Usually, I've only found them in organic shops. Or you can get them dried. If you dry them, you soak them. It will also say on the packets usually how you do it. And use this liquid if you are soaking them. Use the liquid for the soup.
Oh, that's a great.
So keep it. Don't throw it away. Make sure that they are organic, though. I know I just said that, but just make sure, especially for immune stuff. Some places you can probably buy them. I don't know. I often have a good source. Or grow them yourself if you can. So it's basically just saute onions, garlic, carrots, and then you can add a little bit of the water from either mushrooms, or you could make a fond, like a vegetable stock, or even just water. Add the shiitake sliced and add the herbs. You can do a range. I usually do thyme, sage, ginger, turmeric, and chili because they're all really good for colds and flus. Anything you've got in your garden, throw it in there. Any other vegetables. Let it simmer for about half an hour. Eat.
So I just eat this stock, or I'm making a soup out of it, basically.
It's like a stocky soup. So
Like
you
stocky
actually
soup.
don't put that much carrots and stuff in it.
Yeah.
It's more of a stocky thing because
Like
often...
drinking the broth.
Yeah.
Like it's about that. Okay.
Yeah, and then you can eat some of the mushrooms. If it's too much on your stomach, some people when they're ill, their digestive's not great.
Yeah.
But actually, the shiitakes are quite good for the digestion.
It is.
And this is something that I was not super aware of shiitake, but they're quite close to red meat.
Ah.
Which I like, as in the vitamin and mineral content, and like the
true, and the
protein
yeah,
content
yeah.
and stuff. So, and the vitamin B's and it's got vitamin D. So it's very nutrient dense.
Yeah.
The shiitake, and I think this, with the vegetables and of course.
Have you ever
the
used
other-
this stock for a risotto?
Not shiitake,
Not
but you
shiitake.
could.
Because that's I'm kind of getting hungry listening to this. Okay, anyway, we're getting lost in the process here. So you have the recipe. You find everything as always in the show notes and on Instagram. Follow us at Herbie at Heart. And I think to end the show, as always, we have a little bit of invitations going on, happening. What's happening in your life, Tash? What do you do?
I mean, I've got my herbal course, but that's already started. I actually do still have a spot or two, and you can jump in. You've just missed the first weekend, but you could jump in just if you want, either not next year. And that's basically, mainly what I'm doing at the moment, and the praxis.
And the praxis, yeah. Visit us at Mommsenstraße 55 in Charlottenburg if you need a healing practitioner. As we said before, don't try what we're doing at home. Consult your healing practitioner, therapist, or whatever if you have any problems. If you're brave, try things out on your own. But if you're actually having like a disease, please get some help. And there's always people like us there to help
That's
you.
what we're trained for. And we both cover most things,
Yeah,
really.
we cover a lot of things.
We cover a lot of both me and Philip.
Yeah.
So call on us.
I'm so horrible for attending. No, not attending. I'm attending my own stuff. No, for promoting my.
We would hope you're
Yeah,
attending your own stuff.
For promoting my own stuff, because I actually had like a nice talk just a week ago where I was speaking at a conference about a topic on homeopathy that I was free and I wanted to invite you, but I just forgot. Next time I remember these things. Right now,
people hear the recording somewhere?
it's a good idea. There will be a recording that you can purchase on HomSim. It's a publishing house, homsim.com. We put it in the show notes. And there's also previous things that I've been talking about.
You've also, Philip's got, he is very bad at this because he's also got some stuff on, if you're into homeopathics, he's got some great stuff on YouTube, some little things, don't you?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have like a
wrong with
YouTube
you?
playlist. I don't know, man.
Check him out.
Yeah, check me out. If you want to study homeopathy or herbalism, go to Tash's course. Homeopathy, come to Samuel Hahnemann Schule. If you want to become a naturopath or healing practitioner in Germany, in Berlin, come to Samuel Hahnemann Schule. I'm teaching there as well as my partner and some other people. And I think that's that, huh?
Yeah, and if you want to check out Moritz, he's got lots of great stuff that he's doing. He does lots of retreats and also...
Yeah, we provide you with all the information on Insta,
workshops.
as always.
Mm-hmm.
Follow us, follow your heart, most importantly.
Yes, and like us, I know this is something that I think we've ever said, but like us and write a comment. Is that what you're supposed to say, like on YouTube or something? I don't know. I'm terrible with this stuff, but...
Yeah, are we also on YouTube now, which is new? So
all the recordings.
Ring the bell. No.
What do you do with this?
In German, it's called.
Don't you do the thumbs up or something? Can write
give
a
us,
thing.
Give us a like. Give us 5-star rating for our podcast, and share it with your friends if they're into plants and everything. And if you like what we're doing, just text us. Leave us a nice note. Any kind of like hearty message that you guys giving us. It's always.
If you want to sponsor us.
Means a lot to us. Yeah. Hit us up.
Hit us up, we're here.
As always.
Herbie at heart.
Herbie by nature.